welcome to my channel. I'm Nicole Sierra, and Sierra's my middle name. I'm a Virgo who likes to do makeup, so I'm not thriving right now. But besides that, I'm gonna be doing this look right here, a fall makeup tutorial, and I'm gonna be using some new and like some favorite products and touching back on like some old products like the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. I also tell like a funny story about my trip to New Orleans, and that's pretty much it. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, go ahead and keep on watching, and thank you so much for already looking at this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, I just had to put my hair. At this point right now, I've only used raw sienna in the crease and real gar over that, but the film got deleted. Really quick because I'm gonna go into this Love Letter shade, which is this really pretty, I would say it's kind of like pinky in my opinion. Some people will say like purple, but like how is that being purple? It's like more magenta, just call it for what it is. Like very magenta shade. I'm going to put that all over the lid of my eye and then kind of like sunset into the lid, sunset into the crease, or sunset into the lid, whatever. Back to what I was saying. So we're on the plane and Anya ends up falling asleep, my Anya. And I was like, okay, well I guess I'll try to go to sleep too because there's really nothing for me to do. I didn't have my phone, I didn't bring a book, like I really was unprepared. I was just acting a mess that day. And she was like, you know girl, I would say that you're having like a rough day. I feel like you've been having a rough life. She dragged me. I was like, oh my god, stop. So I was just sitting there and like, tell me why all of a sudden, tell me why our like pilot, he was super funny cracking jokes the whole time when we got on. He's like, all right, we're going back to Chicago. And he's like, all right, everybody on this plane. He's like, we're heading to Cancun. And we're like, woo! And in reality, Anya's looking around like actually really scared. She's like, I was about to hop up and like get off this flight. And I was just cheering because like I knew he was joking. And so he's saying all these jokes. And then he was like, you know, like, but this is not a joke. He was like, I'm expecting for us to have like a really smooth flight, like the skies are clear, things are going smooth, we're gonna get there wonderful. Like he said that, so like I was like, okay, cool, like wonderful. And so when we're like in the air and I told you she's sleeping, all of a sudden like the pilot comes back on and he's like, we're experiencing some unexpected winds, whatever, we're gonna put the seatbelt sign back on, please return to your seats, etc, etc. So I was just like, okay, like not a big deal, but like all right. So my seatbelt was already on, I was sitting down, so I'm just like, okay, let me pick up my little tray because I had my head like leaning on it. And so I'm waiting, and then all of a sudden, after that, the lights started going on for the seatbelts, like, and I'm just looking around, and like the plane started to like move, and like you could feel it moving, and you could hear the loud like a sound going on. And then all of a sudden, I kid you not, it just stopped. Everything just collectively stopped. Not only did like the plane stop being like jolted around and like moving, the loud noise that was like going on just stopped. I was like sitting there for a while and I realized that like we weren't moving anymore. Like we were not moving for sure. And I was just so like confused and like I couldn't understand, like, okay. And I waited. I was like being patient, try to be patient, don't panic. And maybe like 7 minutes go by and we're still not moving. And now my brain's trying to like understand like what's happening, like what's going on, like this is not okay, this is not normal. And then like I start praying and I'm just like, okay, don't panic, everyone else is it's like, it's fine, nothing's gonna happen. But you know, the worst thoughts are going in my head right now. And I'm just like, holy shit. And I look around for the flight attendants. No flight attendant is to be found anywhere. I was like, what is going on? We're not fucking moving. And I start panicking, and now my brain's starting to like really understand like what's going on here. Is this plane just standing still? Like now I'm like, okay, do planes have brakes? Maybe they do have brakes, like cars have brakes, and now we're just like stopped in the middle of the air. And mind you, I'm looking out the window, like we're not moving, like there is no movement. I just don't understand, like how are we floating in mid-air? We're just like hovering? We're just hovering in the air? Do planes do this? I hadn't been on a plane for maybe a few years, so I'm just like, I don't go on planes often. Maybe I just didn't know that like they do that. And like, you know, there was winds, so we had to stop. He said there was winds, we're parked. Can we park in the air though? And I'm just like, oh my god, I have no clue. I'm freaking out by myself. I see like Anya move and I'm just like, okay, like she's waking up. And I was going to wake her up, but I didn't want to wake her up and scare her. And then I was like, we're not moving. She's like, what? Waking out of her sleep, I was like, we're not moving, like we haven't been moving for 20 minutes or so, like we're not moving. And she was like, we're moving, like sometimes you're just going so fast, like you can't tell, but we're moving. And I was just like still in my head, like, and like in reality, like we were moving the whole time. But anyways, so like my friend Anya, her dad, dropped us off at the airport, left at like 4:45 in the morning, and so I woke up at like 3:45 in the morning. And tell me why. I had like my phone in my hand when I left my house, and I had my little book bag that I didn't come with a book bag. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I had my purse like with me in my arm, and I don't know why I just didn't slip it in there, but I just had it in my hand. So when we got in the car, I put it down on the seat, and like when I got out, I guess like I didn't pick it up because I was too worried about like, I wanted to bring this water bottle that I actually found back there. I didn't tell her. But, like I saw a water bottle and I was like, it wasn't opened, and there was tons of water bottles, and I was like, I'm just gonna open it. And I drank it, and I was so worried about like bringing the water bottle with me that I left my phone. But in the end, I didn't even bring the water bottle either. I don't know what I was doing. We were getting dropped off really fast. People were moving, like it was just a lot, and I ended up leaving my phone. And I didn't notice until like we were scanning the tickets because they were on her phone. So like she had to pull out her phone, and I guess now like they have like little machines, so you'll place like your phone flat on this thing, it'll like scan your tickets. And I was behind her, so I seen her like doing all that. So like I was like, oh wow, like they're scanning phones nowadays. Like they're really gonna know what everybody is doing in like my whole life. Like, but okay, like I guess I gotta take my phone out to scan my phone. I guess like airport security does this now. So I looked to take out my phone, and that's when I realized I left it. But her dad was like long gone by then, and I was like, wow, I left my phone. The only reason I realized is because like of the tickets, but I thought we were scanning our phones. I didn't have the tickets. I went the whole trip like without even having my own phone, and I was really sad because I wanted to vlog for you guys, and it just didn't get to work out. But although like it wasn't that big of a deal, I was able to like really be present in the moment and like not have any distractions of like, oh, let me get this picture. Like yes, we took pictures like with her phone, but like I didn't get to post anything like on my Instagram. I didn't get to vlog. I mean, it was a really fun trip, and it was really cool to see like such a big and like historic city. I don't know, especially like my favorite part was like the buildings, like their style and stuff. Like it was just really exciting. So yeah, that was pretty much my trip. Next, I'm going to go to foundation, and for foundation, I'm going to be using the Healthy Foundation from Physicians Formula. And the reason I'm going to be using this one is just because I haven't used it in a while, and I want to test it out again and see my thoughts on it personally, because I'm looking for like a dewy, luminous foundation, and like I want to find like my go-to dewy, luminous one. This one is probably like a little light for me because for some reason this summer, my skin really kept like, it's like, okay, you're probably like, what color? But it's kind of kept its color a little bit like on my forehead in certain areas. Back to my dry skin problems. I have like really dry skin, and it's not like oily. I mean, sometimes I guess it's like not super dry when like my skin's behaving. It's like very picky. So like I'm looking for like a super luminous and dewy foundation that lasts very well and also is not full coverage. I don't want full coverage. I just want something a little more medium. Even light to medium coverage would work fine, but I just can't find it, and I want it to have like, I mean, glowy, like luminous to it. I really do enjoy, the only one that I've so far enjoyed like that I feel like makes my skin look like glowy and luminous and skin-like is the YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow, and I really like that one. But it's also like, I want to find another one that isn't as expensive that I like. That one looks beautiful. Next, I'm going to be using the Magic Away Liquid Concealer by Charlotte Tilbury, and I really like this product a lot. Like this is in my go-to concealer. I tried the new Fenty hydrating foundation, and I'm gonna try it I think one more time and just kind of figure out my thoughts about it. But I was not a fan. I was not really a fan, and my best friend Karina, she said that she really enjoyed it, but I don't think she has like super dry skin like me, and like I just don't really like the finish. It's not dewy or luminous enough for me. It's like they could have named it like natural matte finish, or like even like, you know, something along those lines, because it's not super, like, you know, it's the hydrating foundation, so you think it'd be like really hydrating and like luminous and like kind of glowy, and like as far as like on my really dry skin, it's not that luminous or glowy. My skin just, I feel like, eats it up and just makes it look kind of matte. And aside from that, I don't like the way it like makes right here looks really like cakey. Also around the nose and like somewhere else, I just can't really remember. And like I usually don't have that issue with foundations, so I really wasn't like blown away by it. And to be quite honest with you, I'm probably going to return it if I don't like it again the next time I try it. And now I'm still searching, so that's why I'm trying out the Healthy Foundation. It's supposed to be brightening and like luminous, and it's drugstore, so like that would be really nice. It's not super luminous, but it is a pretty foundation. So like you can see, and this like doesn't have filters on like this camera, so like this is just like my skin, and you can tell like it gives it like good coverage and kind of like blurs the skin, but like giving it like kind of like, yeah, a healthy look to the skin, but also like not really making it super like dewy or luminous. Like it's still just like radiant matte finish, I would say. but it also could be the fact that like I prep my skin with moisturizer and stuff and an oil, so like maybe my skin is giving it that glow, but I think that it settles and it sits on the skin very beautifully. Next for contour, I'm going to be using a liquid contour. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast. I'm going to be blending it with this e.l.f. I think it's the small stipple brush. The only mistake I made with this concealer, now I'm going to go in with this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, which is the same brand the foundation from that I use, and this you can also find at like Walmart or like Target. And this one though, like this brand, is a little bit more pricey than like, let's just say like Wet n Wild. And then for blush, I'm going to be using this blush Toasted Cinnamon from Burt's Bees. I really recommend these blushes to like all my friends because they're like so good, affordable. If you're not into blush, I feel like it's like a safe place to start because it offers you like a bit of color, but like in a natural way where you're not like scared to apply it. It's not it's not super shimmery. It's not like super shimmery, but it does have like a subtle glow to it if you really pay attention. You'll be able to tell a little bit. It's not completely flat, because like if it was completely flat and be kind of harsh on the skin. So I just went and changed and I put on the Fenty Beauty liquid lipstick, regular lipstick in the shade Freckle Fiesta, and it's kind of like a burnt orange shade. Like again, the lights make it seem like it's almost like a red, but it's like burnt orange. And I just put a turtleneck on from Walmart and this little cute like cheetah print dress I got for $5 at Forever 21. And I think I just applied mascara, liner, and a little bit of eyeshadow underneath my eyes, and that was pretty much it. I'm gonna set my face afterwards because I need to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this fall look though. I hope you guys enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you guys have a great day whenever this video does go up. And I really want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah!